was, while Bertel's second game was definitely a very unfortunate one, I think his first game was fine. Honestly, at an overall really good impact.
Is Hoya coming in to play Gragas? I think he might be.
Hoya, we will never know what happened.
But Hoya is really bad.
Bertel himself requested. Maybe it was a call from Danny saying, "Hey, we need."
Hoya is really bad.
Here. But I'm with you. I have been secretly waiting for Hoya to be a force to be reckoned with in the LCK, because he actually was one of the players that
let's get into it. Are we gonna get a Rise ban? Are we gonna get a Hecarim ban? Are we gonna get a Karma ban or a Jace ban?
Honestly,
or are we gonna get a Karma ban here actually?
Even the early weeks of Bertel. So this swap, very high risk. Wonder whether the R5 counter pick is going to be invested into that top side. Wouldn't surprise me. And
I wonder what he has planned.
Yeah.
Having a look at his solo queue, nothing really standing out necessarily. Has played a bit of the Ornn that we were calling for, things like that, but it's kind of all over the place when it comes to the champions that he has been playing, and very meta stuff, so nothing too crazy that I can see here. Of course, a lot of these things have been hidden.
There's Jace ban.
Going to finally be banned away here by Damwon Kia. Not going to see that for Doran.
Now they first pick Karma, okay.
Karma themselves.
Now Damwon.
Just be Karma Ezreal.
It must be Lee Sin. Must be Lee Sin. Maybe Lee Sin, Nautilus, LeBlanc on 3 would be a fan. Lee Sin, Xayah, Nautilus on 3 I can also see. Drop mid. Fan. Rise, Lee Sin. A fan. Move cam. Oh yeah.
I would like to see one next time around. Be it lethality, be it even.
I just want the Prowler's Claw. I want to see the Prowler's Claw. Ezreal.
You could also give up Lee Sin, pick Nautilus here, or Xayah here, and pick Viego on 3. Because you've been dropping jungle a lot this series. But I don't think you should drop jungle. I think you should just give Canyon Lee Sin. Yeah, make him happy. Like it a lot. Like it a lot. I think the risk of not picking Rise here is they'll pick it, of course, and also you might run into a Poppy. Okay, now GENG, I want to see some Jinx. And I want to see some LeBlanc, maybe, or some Jinx Viego. That will also make me very happy. Your Groove thanks to Prime. Or some Jinx Volibear. Ezreal I will allow. Ezreal Karma I will allow. Ezreal Karma I will allow it.
But still, Ezreal certainly feeling like a huge power point here for GENG. GENG going to attempt to teach.
You're wearing DK colors? What do you mean I'm wearing DK colors? I'm wearing green.
Dr. McKellen did a great job.
Is Damwon green? I thought they were blue.
They were not the problem.
No, and now the shoe is going to be on the other foot.
Poppy? I don't know about Poppy. It's only against Lee Sin.
Seconds to go, Chovy. A lot of choices.
I'm wearing bro colors from Morgan.
Galio. This is something that has been, you know, up or down as far as the answer to the Rise is concerned. And we'll see what they augment this with, because now it's kind of, you know, Camille and the Diana stock kind of going through the
Now we'll know if Damwon's playing for top, because they could pick a strong top laner here, but I'm extra doubting it, because I think this Hoya's come in for being tank duty. I'm pretty sure Hoya's in for tank duty. They could pick AD here. Xayah would be pretty dank.
With Jace out, it's going to be a little bit harder. And just play around Ruler. Right, like a true
okay, they are. Okay, so Camille. Hoya's not here to tank player. He's here to play Camille.
Preemptively take away the Camille and then presumably ban away a couple of the more popular counter picks.
I think. I mean, probably a Jax ban will happen. Tryndamere ban would be pretty nice as well, I think. Actually, I don't know how Tryndamere Camille goes. Maybe not. You're a ban for sure, because you're against Doran.
A champion that has a lot of agency as the game goes on, and of course we are going to have our eyes
Renekton ban is good.
Top lane as far as if
bit annoying for Camille.
Not, the Camille can actually get to an advantageous position.
Does Doran play Jax? I know he plays Fiora. I don't know if he plays Jax.
As the Renekton going to be banned away from Doran.
Nautilus ban, nice.
Match up as best as they can. Nautilus going to be taken away as well from Kellen. Just the bottom lane to be locked in from Damwon.
So when Damwon picked Ezreal Karma, they banned Nautilus, of course, good ban. And they banned Yuumi.
So I think Nautilus Leona.
Will they ban Nautilus Yuumi, or will they ban Nautilus Leona? I think Nautilus Leona is probably better.
Take away a lot of the most reliable hard engaged threats that are available here. Poppy, No surprise.
Obi-Ban is fine. I'm just scared they're going to run into Dora and Fiora here.
Yep. I guess Bryce doesn't have a dash, but I'm pretty sure there could be more champions for Damakia that are not going to benefit from that. And this is, thus far, I think a large edge for Gen G. As there is
Obi-Ban's fine.
Indeed, there are many ways in which they can kite back. And Damakia at this point kind of shoehorned into going full dive, but
could go Kai'Sa lane. I think Xayah lane is also really good. Well, not really good. You're against Astral Karma. It sucks. Oh, Samira. Wait, what are they playing bot? Samira what?
Definitely something that
they don't play Samira, right? They don't have any engage supports.
Very well.
The first time these two teams met up, the Samira.
Aha, Yuumi. Wow.
But it will be Yuumi instead.
Wait, what are they picking with Yuumi? If
that's their answer.
What are they playing with Yuumi? Hey,
look,
you wanna go Karma top and I'll play Singe support?
Last time around,
Jin, you think they're going Jin Yuumi? I think Kai'Sa is good for their comp, but I mean the lane is so hard. Nocturne? Nope. Graves jungle is terrible though. I hope this is not a Graves jungle.
Hoya recently won a game of Camille in solo queue and he was laning against the Graves. So GG. For all of you who are looking for Hoya to have a better performance, he's had some practice recently in this matchup.
What jungle do you pick here? I don't know. If you go Graves Viego, Graves Xin, isn't the draft so shit? Volibear is even not great.
It was definitely not.
Perfect. And
he is going Nocturne. I don't like Genji's comp. I don't like Genji's comp.
Go for this. Either you play very far back and you use your Galio, your Nocturnal defensively, or, which is what I'm expecting, you go in. And it's interesting because into half of this composition,
don't pick Vayne.
Xayah's a great
good.
pick.
Yeah, Xayah's fine.
Ezreal specifically, it's not going to feel amazing. I do think that
Xayah was kind of expected.
Might be a problem.
I think it was like a Xayah or a Kai'Sa angle.
I think Camille's one of the best top lanes.
One that can, a champ that can self-peel against Galio Nocturne.
Many other picks just can't get. And Xayah is very, very good into the entire top half of Gen G. So I like the second pivot here from Damakia, but on an individual level, I'm very worried for Hoya.
Yeah, 20% attack speed for all allies.
I do think that the bot side is going to have a complete lack of prior.
The reason I don't like Genji's comp is you have like two divers, but like you have Nocturne Galio who are like divers, then you have Astral Karma who are like pokey kiters, and then you just have a Graves, which doesn't really have any like lockdown for Camille.
To fight against. It is. Just because you throw down a Nocturne, he gets a big circle around him, everyone goes into the sky.
Kind of two different things happening, but it won't be...
for the Nocturne, especially with the Strybreaker build, being able to slow everyone down.
Won't be a big deal.
Try and keep them in
because, I mean, they have two immobile carries, right? So, I mean, I guess Galio and Nocturne are buying time, Graves is doing his own thing, solo playing, and Astral Karma is doing their own thing. But yeah, let's see if this Camille is ahead. Because if this Camille is ahead, it's a horror.
This is pivotal. Remember, this is match point on the line for both of these teams. Everything evened out. We've got a best of 3. This is technically game 1 of a regular season match. We'll see who's going to be able to put themselves in that fantastic position of match point, being able to move forward towards that final against T1 in just under a week's time.
What?
T1 obviously.
Guys, what time does the race start?
Going, well, I reckon we can take him.
Yeah.
What time does the F1 race start?
This has not been the cleanest thus
at
far.
CET.
Even with
7 p.m. CET.
To me, Gen G has felt like the better team for most of it.
Yep.
Ooh, some little level 1 shenanigans.
Obviously, in game 1, the Damakia was able to crucially outsmart them at times. When you look at the head-to-head matchups, I think that Gen G have been able to showcase why they are currently, or where they were, and they'd rather to split 15-3. Only losses that were not COVID related to T1. And gonna be seeing Hoya here, playing a pick that he definitely is.
All right, well, good luck, Hoya.
Pointed out, being subbed in the second game of
maybe may the odds be ever in your favor.
Very important best of 5 is going to be an incredible amount of pressure, and is going to be something that we might see work out very well. But fact remains that Hoya has not been seen for a long time. That Birdle has slowly improved, as we saw in games like just now. Still a liability at times, but Domon's got to have a lot of faith to sub someone in at such a crucial moment.
Approach velocity Camille.
Is actually able to reward that faith.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Approach velocity Camille?
I'm not going to be too excited about it until we see what Hoya
Never
is
seen it before.
capable of here. I don't want to create expectations or anything like that.
Wow, this lane bot is going to be really hard.
Kellen and Doctor, I'm trying to fight it out against Lehen. Ruler, decent little trade there from Kellen, getting a bit of money.
Kellen going zoomies first. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Armor lanes are just fucking annoying.
Of course, that is the advantage you have as the cat on a book. But it does mean that you cannot attach, which is a little bit of a worry.
I'm surprised Showmaker went Spellbook. I thought he was going to go Conqueror into Galio Nocturne Graves.
You have to, right? It's just you don't have your projectile.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, what do? Kind of hang out?
Yeah, it's a bit of hanging out. Seems to be what's happening. Level 2 gone gained first as Nocturne Galio. This is the win rate, 11 and 7. Very, very good. Was very popular a little while ago. And was certainly one of the great ways to utilize the Nocturne, as that's a little bit of an unfortunate Justice Punch, but a great Rune Prison there from Showmaker.
Oh no! Doran missed cannon.
Thank you very much, Jonas Strong. It's -1 in the chat. And Hoya taking a bit of damage. We'll have to keep our eye on that top lane just to see how well Hoya is doing. We just never really got to see what Hoya was good at. Be it here in Damonkia in the beginning of the season, or last year either, or even prior to that, right? Hoya just never really found himself.
Very slow game. Canyon didn't even walk into top grab because he has no top push, but he had mid push, he just ignored it. He went backtrack now, to the bot side.
Right now is around 200 and something.
Peanut just full clear L9 from top to bot. I think Graves can just solo crap now.
He has been in the past, as Kellen. Look for Lehens. Gets snared a little bit here as Ruler diving forward. Blade Caller from Doctor. I'm trying to even out the trade. Isn't able to do so just yet.
Are you casting today? No.
Health bar is going to work out better for the Yuumi lane. And double scuttles.
Yeah. They're able to pick up
bot pushes.
Thanks to the Prio on top side.
Ooh, Canyon can make some magic happen here. That recall spot is very sus.
Going to get some value as Showmaker is going to walk over some vision moving down here. That is going to be Peanut with a decent spell shield, but Damonkia's bottom lane's moving over as well, and Peanut.
God, that recall spot was really sus.
That is Canyon picking it up, and that is a bit of a blunder here for the GENG jungler.
For big value on the ward there. Note that obviously Ruler and the hands also know that Ken is there and they have to respect him, which means they can't get the full crash on the wave.
Oh, he got cancelled. He can die.
Damage doesn't have you and me, and the ignite's going to tick down. That is just straight up out on a book for dinner. They got it for free.
He couldn't.
Oh my god, man.
Karma roots him, and then your Yuumi goes on cooldown, and you die.
Yeah.
That's very bad.
I think that he tried to use it.
Well, he did, yeah, a second too late, but that's not. I mean, that's still.
And that's a solid.
What?
Okay, 2v2 kill. 2v1 kill, I guess. Is now Hoya fighting against Doran. Canyon moving up towards the top side. No flash to come out because, of course, it doesn't exist for this Camille. Doran going down very, very low as the flash comes out, and Canyon locks down his second kill.
Good play by Canyon. Hoya wanted to back off there. Canyon said no.
He can continue pushing it through.
Oh, key thing.
I don't think top lane is an issue actually. What the fuck's going on bot?
Kill score, right? GENG overall.
I mean, this matchup's probably extremely hard, but still.
On bot side, as a crucial misstep from Kellen.
Kellen is griefing.
There you go. That was attempt last second and doesn't get it. Only quote-unquote upside is that it goes to the hands, but then
Lehens just queues and tanks.
Yep, and Lehen's just calling for more pressure as well, as Ruler just gets
right unbelievable.
The turret. Karma able to tank things out, as we're going to check out this top lane play as well. Meanwhile, picture-in-picture, we're just checking out the mid lane. Not too much happening, and they get the flash as well. This is all just really good news for Damo on top side of the map. But
good play by Canyon.
News on the bottom side.
I don't know if Hoya can carry, but...
And with Ignite now gone, does mean that Hoya is going to have to buy this time for a little bit, but as soon as that is available, Doran with no flash is going to be
Peanut's just scaling.
Target. And Ruler, especially once he picks up this wave, is going to be so far ahead.
I think Peanut's really close to 6. He's probably going to soak some bot XP maybe.
No,
he's not.
Because every single lane is struggling.
He's hiding on bush.
Again has
they found him.
Yeah, no, his Galio farm situations are always just a problem.
Yep. And
if you look at Canyon's camera, he looks a little bit hunched. Do you think his back hurts from carrying his team?
This is such a trend, and this kind of ties into what we've been seeing.
Yeah, probably.
GENG is just not able to match Damwon Kia.
Well, Hoya has a really good wave state. But the problem is Chovy's hovering.
To match GENG when it comes to just straight up laning.
Yeah.
It's been a consistent story. The one time that GENG or Damwon Kia won was because of how smart they were. And when I say how smart they were, is GENG sent 4 people to kill Showmaker, then they didn't kill them.
Yeah.
Outside of that, it's mainly been the story of GENG getting the leads, just about playing them out properly. That's something that they have struggled with.
Yeah, it's been largely about can GENG use the advantages that they have to actually kill an Nexus.
Okay, nice trade. He doesn't have Ignite, so he can't go in.
The hook shot, the answering damage going to be pretty good there from Doran with the end of the line. And Graves continuing to push this one forward. Still very even on farm in the top lane. As GENG just putting pressure on everywhere outside of mid.
Okay, good setup here for Canyon because they have mid push too. Showmaker can hover, he has no flash, this guy's dead.
Ultimatum comes down, Doran nowhere to go right now as Canyon's going to move in. He's going to find the safeguard, and Doran just tries to deal with the minion wave. Everyone just diving into the
gives it to Hoya, nice guy.
Donate the kill over to Hoya. It was almost
Peanut
a
6.
little bit of a worry there, but isn't going to actually
finally
be a problem. As Showmaker is going to do some damage here to Peanut, but manages to get that attack speed.
Peanut is finally back in the game. Yo, 2 seconds for the prime. We'll see what he can do.
Taking too much damage from
Gonna go to his bot camp, so he can't really dive bot.
He has Chovy with him as well, so no, he's never had any threat there.
What is wave state like top? Because Hoya's basing on it. Hopefully it's pushing into him. Otherwise that wave's gonna suck.
Paying way more attention towards the top side, and more importantly, ganks are working out. Now Hoya picks up a lead, and this is
nope, he's not gonna do Drake.
Get ahead as the Camille.
Showmaker pushed him out. Yo, Disco and Flynn, thank you for the resubs. Okay, it's on a ward this Herald start. He's gonna see it now though. He'll get Q again and get over the wall. He needs to save his ward jump.
And Canyon at least gonna clear that with the prior that he has right now.
Canyon take my energy.
So don't know if he
Canyon take my energy.
Yeah. Doesn't look like it, and I think that is the safer bet, but.
Yeah, okay, there's
the
Mandarin here. In goes Rula, but immediately they
throw no flash.
The last chapter.
Level 6 on Saya, so she's fine on Nocturnals.
They get the flash and the heal out of the Ezreal.
I wonder if Peanut thinks Canyon's still on Herald. Canyon dropped Herald because he thinks Peanut's going to collapse on him and Graves can give up top wave and Galio can always be there, so he actually dropped it. And now there's this weird state where Canyon thinks he can just go towards Drake. Oh, they rise it on top of it. They know he's on it because of the ward across on the river.
For Canyon and Showmaker making their way in. That is going to be the Drake secured by the Lee Sin as Peanut. Paranoia goes down. He grabs himself.
They got Red Smite or the Mantra E. Mantra E saves Peanut.
Gets himself the kill. So yes,
shut down for Ezreal. It's a horror.
But then they kill the jungler.
Cool. That is a trait that I'm not sure you're going to be super happy about as GENG. The kill pickup is big. And
the karma just saved him.
So in terms of gold,
it wasn't Red Smite, it was just his burst, I guess. I don't know if he had anything ticking on him. Canyon did have red buff though, right?
Possible Drake, and I do think that the late game of this composition's very interesting. Crucially, that if Canyon can actually trade 1-for-1, it is just an absolute win. But doesn't find Peanut.
Yeah, he smited Drake, so he didn't have Red Smite.
Providing some great assistance there as I don't know what we were looking again at this because it was he presses R on him.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't need to see a replay of this. Just show the Drake.
And then dies.
Show the Drake. Hello.
Hoya also not getting the perfect sweep.
Okay, so they Riseled because this ward spotted him run like this earlier on, so they know he's on it. Riseled forces his flash. Canyon has got red buff. And then there's this weird scenario where his jump is good, but Peanut jumps on him with spell shield, his W. Canyon ease it off and then kicks, but doesn't have Q. He has red buff ticking, but the shield saves him. Nice.
I really love that Peanut also just like tips his hat. Of course he does. To the rest of his teammates, just say thank you very much for all of the shielding and the help. It's another reason why the Nocturne Galio combination works out so well, because you allow the Nocturne to actually be a little bit tankier than what he would otherwise be. Going to be Shelly being started up once again though, and Hoya does have access to the river here on top side. Slight CS advantage as well, as his Camille has been working out so far this game. Certainly very.
Why do you lane ward mid? Lane ward mids are very good because you can see where the mid's running, right? It just got cleared there because Canyon swept it, but warding mid lane is really, really powerful.
Not exactly the hugest of deals for GENG.
Because you see exactly where enemy mid is going. You want to get it as further as to the tower as possible, but not too far to get spotted, right? So like here is good.
This time around it's Domokia, last time around it was GENG.
Or on the opposite side for Kobe. Showmaker here is good.
I don't think they can ever go for that.
Always good showrooms, especially when you're playing TF, Galio, Rice, Lissandra, champs that run around the map, LeBlanc.
Crucially, it is this time around
you always know which side they're going towards. Yo, ASTF, thanks for the prime. But sometimes when you know the lane is warded, sometimes what mids will do is they will like run back out of vision to make it look like they're basing and then just pivot down. Or they'll run to one side and maybe they'll go back around or something, you know, like you can play with their information a bit.
A lot of the other very, very fast mobile characters on the enemy team. And
Canyon starting up this blue buff here, Ruler off to the side. They're not going to go for anything too aggressive.
Canyon takes blue again.
Holding back Chovy as best he can as Canyon locks down the blue buff for himself. Will continue on his merry way through his own jungle. Is behind in farm as of course Peanut is on Nocturne. Nocturne pretty good at farming out the jungle.
He is. Loves the full clear. Passive, of course, nerf.
Stridebreaker Nocturne.
Let's go, man.
Yo, Tycoon, thanks for 2 months.
Very snacky.
What are some other good spots for wards about which silver players don't know?
Good spots for wards. I mean, you can do a little bit of sneaky vision. That's what it's called. So often teams will pink the Baron pit, for example, right? I'll just draw dots for wards instead of X's. Teams will put a ward here in the Baron pit to sweep everything in the pit, so you can't ward Nash. But I think warding over this wall here on the corner is really good because you get vision as to when they started and it's not often pinked. Another good sneaky ward is here because a lot of teams will pink this pixel brush. But if you have a ward here and a ward here, you have info on Baron and their pinks will be here and here, so you'll get full info. So those are 2 little cheeky wards you can do to keep Nash warded up without losing your wards. Also a ward here is really powerful. Like this bush is pinked when they have push. If you're losing your lane and you're pushed in, warding over the wall here for river is really good. It's out of range of pink, it's out of range of this pink, and it covers the entrance, and it doesn't go here either, which gets swept often. So yeah, there's loads of little small spots, right?
And Ruler is very accelerated, as mentioned previously. Now finally the Eclipse dump. Ruler already sitting on the core fields as well. With his Essence Reaver.
Maybe we'll see them this game and I can point them out a bit easier.
Getting a little bit of value.
They're going to try to dive top here, it looks like.
Level 11 now, Ignite available. Maybe they go for Doran here.
Yeah, manages to get the second activation as well.
Well, that guy's one shot.
Dead. That is going to be hookshot used to escape as well. And when you're Camille,
they're going to lose Drake for it.
Not
the end of the world though, because it's GENG's first.
You know that things are going okay.
Crucial here, immediate response from GENG. We'll be going for the second Drake. Gonna have a very powerful soul here. Don't know which one it's going to be yet. And looking like an Infernal Rift. A lot of champions that like that.
Can he lose Herald? I have no idea. I wasn't really watching. Did he? Looks like he used it mid if I look at the map right now. Did he use it mid or did he lose Herald?
This time around, it's Doran on the receiving end of it.
Yo, Pezzy, thanks for prime. Yeah, mid tower looks pretty low, so I assumed it was there.
Pretty crazy as well.
Can I get this mid tier? Would be lovely. Chovy's trying to fake pressure here. He's trying to fake pressure to make them think that someone's coming and try to get the wave in the same time with Predator up. Nice play there by Chovy. Oh, they can lose their bot tier too. Oh, it's a horror. Can they rise ult on them?
They're investing in this Camille. A lot is going to come down to Hoya's impact.
Can they rise ult? Are they allowed to get away with this? It looks like they are. That's crazy.
As we go further and further.
They got away with 2 tower side.
But he also has you.
Yeah, no, that's even more. Well, no, they're like, Hoya, bus driver, let's go.
Well, I just think that if you're a fat carry and you have a Yuumi, then carrying becomes a little easier.
That is true.
It actually takes away some of the pressure because you know you have a cat in the book.
Yeah.
Shouting behind you. Go, 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 go,
also,
go, 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 go.
You have a blind guy with a
go, 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 go.
It's a little bit of extra shielding.
I just don't think that's going to be...
Rise Yuumi is bugged? Why is Rise Yuumi bugged?
More about spiritual guidance.
What's the bug?
Again, I don't think there's a lot that Doran can do here. It's more about what the counterplay on the rest of the map is. Showmaker.
Oh, where's Nocturne?
Knight is going to go
nice
down.
stopwatch.
That is going to be the stopwatch. Manages to at least... Oh no. wasn't quite able to wait out the paranoia or anything like that.
Bye-bye.
Activates for a little bit longer than that. Atlas says, we've got a bit of a fight here. Tactical sweep comes down. Hoya does have the ulti, elects not to use it just yet. As now Canyon going to get found by Lehen, safeguards his way out. So that is going to be a successful pick onto Showmaker, and looks like there's not going to be too much of an answer elsewhere on the map, as Lehens just seems to be running amok this time around.
Value of the Nocturne right there.
Uh-oh.
Hoya crucially doesn't
Don't get baited.
so
Don't get baited. Don't get baited, Hoya.
Probably wins the 1v1, but there's no need
Don't get
for him
baited.
to risk it. And the threat of a Galio is always going to be there. Chovy, indeed, in the general vicinity. And any play that Damwon needs to go for, they need to be ready for those two globals.
Yep. Okay. Doran under this inner
The Moonstone
right
Yumi. It's full support.
Feeling the pressure. Is
Yeah,
this
Damwon
Graves?
really needs to get this mid-tier one. It's a
40
fucking
CS
pain in the
lead
ass,
from
this mid
Rulers.
tower.
You can see they're both just farming out in this mid lane for now. Doctor trying to stay up, trying to stay relevant. But it's getting more and more difficult as this game goes on. Ruler with the slight range advantage, that extra poke damage and things like this.
Challengers.
See, these Mystic shots really starting to hurt. Essence Reaver and Manamune both online.
Who wins if it's late game? I think Damwon wins late game.
Peanut possibly caught out yet again, but the heroic
Okay, well, they got Galio ult.
And he's
Yeah,
going to
but
get
Hoya
all
might
the
die
chain
for it.
CC, but Hextech ultimatum
Nice
comes
kick
in.
by
Hoya
Canyon.
trying to keep himself alive.
Doran,
The rest of the
dead.
team
Canyon,
just gets
alive.
behind him, and they lock down the
Showmaker,
kill onto
Giga chatting.
Doran. Now they're stun onto Chovy. The
Joey's gonna die.
block
They
of
can
the
chase,
Justice
chase,
Function, he has
chase,
to flash
chase, chase,
to get
chase,
himself
chase,
out.
chase,
Ruler
chase.
trying
Showmaker
to get
flash.
the damage down as Canyon.
Nice, Showmaker.
Tanking
Lehens
Mystic
has the
shots,
flash
just
as well.
one target
Wow, Damwon win the
after
fight.
the other for Damwon. Kia, the hook shot. But
They get
Hoya
Ruler's
not
flash
going
too.
to die
Rise
on
ult
top
in
of
mid to
Ruler
push the
this
wave in.
time.
Holy fuck,
Really
tempo
good
genius,
feathers to
Showmaker.
come out from Dr. Ruler, I think, is going to be safe here just for now, as there's the paranoia from Peanut.
That's a bit of a sus engage.
It's a decent shield, but I have a feeling he's going to go down, and Kellen is the one that picks up that
God, this
kill.
Nocturne is
Overly
fucking
aggressive
useless.
from
It's gonna
Gen
put Damwon on match point.
Damwon Kira just going to walk it out.
The problem that
dream scenario for
the
Damwon.
problem that
This is what the Moonstone
Nocturne
value
has in this
value
game right now
comes in,
is, dude, I used to
and
play
that's
so much
into the
Nocturne
game. This is only gonna
in
get
pro
worse.
play.
That is a
Problem he has is they have Xayah Yumi.
crucial
Xayah can
moment
self-peel
for
every
Damwon
Nocturne ult, and Yumi's not a
slowly
target,
dropping out of
ever,
this game.
okay?
Get the Herald.
Next,
They get a
now we have a
couple
tank
key
Ryze,
fights.
who's gonna build full tank and might get a stopwatch as well. Okay, great. Well, that's a fucking hard target.
But, this is
Next target,
possible.
it's gonna be a death stance
very
Lee Sin or a death stance Camille.
necessity,
Mate,
a big moment
no
here.
one can
And
die.
It starts off with Damwon Kia baiting out the ultimate, right? You're waiting
And the
for
problem with
hero's
Nocturne
exit,
Galio
you
is,
know it's
once
gonna
Nocturne
come.
goes in and you Galio ult
But
on
then
him,
the decision
there's no one's
from,
locked up.
Damwon or from
The fear
Gen
takes a
G
buffer
that they're
time.
without Ruler
You
actually
can't really
there.
just like
Into
get
a
someone,
team
right? It's not
combat,
Galio
you
Camille, it's not
always
Jarvan
love
Galio.
these extended skirmishes.
They can just run out.
Just
And then
backfire
Galio has to commit
immensely,
into
and
them
even
with
though
E.
this is a
And if
little bit
Galio
of
can't get
overchasing,
follow-up,
what we're
he's
seeing
dead
here,
because he's
and
overcommitting as
Outlaws
well.
get somewhat scarily low.
That's the kind of
The amount of gold that has
That's the
been
kinda
gained
problem.
by this is going to be really, really big for Damwon. Wondering what they're going to be able to get on the
Owner
back
playing
of
Nocturne
this
yesterday
play.
was different.
No idea.
Yeah, this was not it.
no.
That was full vision
Yeah.
for Peanut there.
I can't remember the full comp, but he had a lot
Maybe
more
he had
follow-up,
more
and
inspired.
he had a lot more
Not
targets.
exactly going to make you invincible.
Ooh, I don't think the spikes hit by Damwon were big enough though.
Let me tell
for
you.
them to actually be able to contest this. A lot of ultimates, a lot of cooldowns being used.
And also the reset timing didn't quite work out.
Yeah, you're playing.
Just gonna burst
Where is
this
it?
one
Where
as
is it?
now
Game
Hoya.
two? Was
Oh
it game
no,
two?
wasn't able to kill the minion in time. He gets the hook shot. Is going to try and find
He's
his
playing
way
into
out.
MF. You know how
Justice
good
Punch comes
Nocturne
in.
is into MF?
Is going to avoid
Oh
the
my
taunt, but I
God.
think Hoya is still dead here.
Also,
Can he
Nocturne
get
is
out? That was
decent
the
against
question.
Orange.
He does
Small
hook shot
interaction.
over.
Oh my god, he
Blast
fucked the blast
cone,
cone up.
just goes straight up into the sky. Not exactly the optimal move.
He
And
choked the
wins
blast
war
cone.
Just barely.
Still
Are going to
lives.
miss him. He is on vision. The rest
Yeah,
of
so he was
Damwon,
playing
what can they
Nocturne
actually
with
do? As
Vex
Hoya goes
Nautilus,
straight
so a
on
lot of
vision
follow-up
here as well. Doran
against
trying
MF.
to run down. This is Yakety
And
Sax
Ornn
music
is,
time.
Nocturne Ornn is pretty
Absolutely,
good.
and Hoya, I think,
Execute,
will
execute,
be able to
execute.
get the execute. There we go.
Nice, Hoya. Okay, he fucked it up, they got out.
Where is
Nocturne
this
against
guy
Ornn is
being
pretty
all
good, because every time he
season?
ults, you can
He's
ult,
been
so your team is
powering
kind
up
of safe. It's a
Atlas.
small interaction.
Powering
yeah.
up, waiting for
Has
a
he been in
moment.
the hyperbolic time chamber this whole time?
We were waiting for the secret pick, but it turns out it was the secret player. I mean, he got executed. It was well done. But if he had a better blast code, he might have just.
Yeah, I know.
I
Going
don't think
straight up into the sky was not exactly the optimal
It was a
choice there.
stylish move.
It was definitely.
It was
cool.
a show of dominance.
A show of
No goal.
dominance.
That even because while
How is he so
TNG
pog
were
and kek at the same
on
time?
a merry chase around the rift,
Good question.
Damwon Kia
We will
just
never know.
shoved in waves, took a couple of camps, and now I gotta say it's all going to be execution. I do think as Hoya used the hook shot avoids.
Yeah, I mean, if he just hit the blast gun properly, he was fully out.
Then uses the activation on the Hextech Ultimatum to dodge the taunt, and then, yeah, that's a crucial misclick. But he doesn't actually get hit by the Duskbringer.
Avoids the Duskbringer. There you go.
Yeah, and then it's Camille with at this point, Shumi went Q-Max, which is what we mostly see. But at this point, your cooldown on hookshot is still going to be very, very low, and gets out, not giving any gold to his opponents. Just gets the quick back.
Yeah,
he's outie.
And also, one thing that we've sort of failed to talk about here is Doran. In this game, 0-4-0, the Graves. Not looking great. We know that Doran has been up and down so far this season. And we know that sometimes these high-pressure games can get to the player, right? He often can be emotional. And right now, not having the greatest one, we'll see how that mental is going to cope with the remainder of the series. Of course, it's not over after this game, ladies and gentlemen. Just match point for either team. Whoever wins this is going to have that advantage heading towards the next one. 22 minutes in, gold absolutely even. As Shirley down relatively low, looking for that next charge, but it looks like Damwon are going.
God, this Graves pick is so useless. It doesn't fit into anything, does it? Can't go Hullbreaker either, of course, because of the changes. Can't really go side lane, loses side, doesn't have any engage. Range champ with Ezreal Karma. Yeah, I mean, he's scaling, I guess. I guess he's frontline with his lifesteal and shields. Poggers! Yeah, that guy's not one shot on the spot.
It certainly did for a lot of our players, and then it looked broken.
Wait 1 sec, I'm just gonna do something, put something in the kitchen real quick.
That we've had a moment to breathe.
Yeah,
this is the first time it's slowed down a little bit.
Are there any stories you want to tell, Chronicler?
I made a great hummus recently. I mean, you were one of the benefactors of it.
Yeah.
And I was nervous.
I've been a bit of a connoisseur of hummus as well in the past.
You're a big enjoyer, and I really value your opinion.
Well, it was great. It was really good. I really like the overuse of garlic. Definitely is going to be the true sign.
Chair greater than Caedrel? Why?
I threw like 6 or 7 roasted cloves.
That's absolutely what you need to do. More
Stop spamming F, you
fox. The only way you can improve anything when it comes to hummus is just more garlic. You've probably just not put in enough. In fact, if all the ingredients are just garlic and you're just eating garlic, it's probably the best hummus in the universe.
I love garlic.
Well, I don't want to go that far. I'm not that much of a
slightly facetious,
chaotic hummus enjoyer. But
he's going to lock down a blue buff. That is what's happening in the video game. 200 gold is the lead here for GENG, as Hoya is going to push this lane in. Lands lying in wait.
Crucially, 40 seconds, we have the Drake coming through, and basically everything's available, right? We have every single ultimate, every single summoner, and this fight is going to either get GENG to soul point, which we've already talked about to death, how important it is, or it's going to get
Drake in 20. Showing he's a fast push bot.
That's been the story.
GENG could take away his blue as well. Infernal Soul map makes that pretty easy. Probably trying to zone away Hoya. Hoya has TP. He's in a base first. Maybe he gets a stopwatch. Stopwatch would be lovely if he has the gold.
The smite is going to help out there. And he's got another charge. So
there's TP.
For this Infernal that has been started. Canyon rotating over.
Drake is gone unless Canyon can steal it.
Showmaker moves on over here as well. They managed to keep the Drake leash, and it is
oh my god, Canyon diff. Oh, he's out as well.
Will find no value. As
oh, he's alive.
Canyon, but he's out of the fight. He's
what
taking
the fuck?
The cat with him, but doesn't even matter as Damwon are just trying to fight this one out. 3 versus 5. Showmaker eating some honey fruit, slowing himself down, but
what is GENG doing?
Team making their way back. Canyon has full health now, as he just secured
this is
some
so horrible.
chickens, but they take the Drake. They can just get out.
GENG have no lockdown. They literally have no lockdown. Their only CC is Galio and a Nocturne Fear.
And the entirety of Damwon show how strong they are. This is the value of the tank.
They're all so useless.
Where the pick is so incredibly strong.
Yeah.
And just stand there. Oh, Blue One award.
Okay.
Found. Oh, now Canyon.
Yeah, Peanut does get himself the shield. Has to flash as Hoya does find his mark.
Kobe has to engage on Galio. Well, that's not going to end well.
Throw out the taunt just for the damage reduction. As Lahan's not going to be walking anyone this game. At least not for now, as Hoya baits it, gets out. Now Damwon, man, this is just in and out for both of these teams, trying to find the optimal engage, neither team finding it.
How would you change the GENG draft? I would change all of it.
over these elongated
If you pick
skirmishes,
Ezreal Karma 1-2, I wouldn't pick Galio on 3.
as well.
Yeah.
Members of Damwon are deceptively tanky. Going to start this up on Vision.
Yeah, ward in the back of the pit is going to mean that Canyon is not going to continue on this one. Outer turret in this mid lane. Under fire as Hoya trying to move in. Does have
Unless they do Galio Camille 2-3 and keep the Karma
flex.
flex.
Skill shot does so very well.
Oh no, that kills the Karma flex. Unless you play Galio support. But you have 3 ADs. No, it's not good. Yeah, you just do Ezreal Karma.
Oh,
yeah, 4 ADs actually.
Before when it's just so intense now.
C9 would smoke both of these teams.
With that Drake being taken also means that further than couldn't further possibly be further away from an Elder Flame, which I think is a huge win considering how game 1 went.
Oh no, don't talk about it.
I don't want to.
My man, I agree, dude. I agree. You know what? I agree. Now would smoke these teams.
Being given in space being given here, but the tankiness and survivability that.
Will you review the TSM game? No, I'm good, thanks.
Really
I'm good.
Coming up huge, and then
I'm good.
Just a turret.
He's a monster.
He's just a turret, and Hoya and Doctum still have an incredible amount of damage. Crucially, also wasn't available for Doctum there, so he can't actually hard commit at the risk of running into a Feather Storm. And barring Ruler, the rest of the Gen G comp does have a pretty big range issue, and that's something that we're starting to see here. But yeah, Ruler's poke hurts so much, and that part's great. But you probably need more than that, and the engages into the Damwon comp I think are really hard. There's Yuumi, there's Ryze, tanky Ryze in particular. There's an Azaya that is sure behind the monstrously fat Ezreal, but is still getting close to.
So did Reginald sell his house yet? I don't know. Did he? Did he sell his house?
100-0 by a recall.
Yeah, I find it really interesting talking about the range as well, because Damwon's comp, not high range at all, but the fact that Gen G doesn't have range back means that Damwon's composition is so much more viable, right? Because if there was a Jace,
or is this the point where he just bails?
Like, what does Damwon do? I mean, they just take shock blasts over and over until they have to leave, and then Gen G takes what they want. That's what we saw in the first couple of games. This time, Damwon, it feels like they are.
Oh, Peter Zhang put it up for sale, and then when it sold, didn't give him the money.
But he has been caught out. He's trying to get out of here, but Hoya says absolutely not. He's going to go golden there as well. Can he actually conclude the fight, though, is the question. The lockdown is great onto Peanut, but he is going to press
that's Nash.
His stopwatch button and survives for a little while. Not long enough, as now the party is going to be there to join Chovy,
smurfing.
who will try and take some popcorn chicken on his way out, but he's
popcorn
not
chicken
allowed to do that. Gate crashes.
All right, Yenyi, I don't think we can give Ryze across anymore, especially on blue side. We're absolutely griefing if we're if we're choosing blue side and giving them Ryze. I think that's definitely in.
And it's working.
He has been training for this all season.
This was the plan all along. It's Showmaker that sets the play. Showmaker immediately flashes forward, finds the route, and then that in of itself opens up the opportunity for Hoya. And as we pointed out at the beginning of the game, there is one laner, top laner, I think, that does this better than anyone else. It's Camille. Because no matter how much ability you have as Ezreal, you're not getting out of the
red side always wins. Game is rigged.
Yeah.
Oh no, Damwon chose red side actually. What am I saying? They didn't choose blue side. Damwon chose red, right? In their loss, but
not enough.
even still, you're blue side. How can you give over Ryze?
We have Damwon Kia taking a definitive lead here in terms of gold.
It's going to look,
Shoemaker.
the gold graph is going to look like a little bit more intense version of game 1.
It is.
If Damwon Kia win this game. Right
also,
now,
the Nocturne pick needs to stop. This Nocturne pick is... Like, I thought Malphite last game was the worst pick possible. I think this Nocturne is definitely contesting that award for the worst pick possible.
Throwing out the winds of war. They're trying to control the back of the pit here for what is soul point for both teams in this game. Match point for both teams. Peanut, spell shield now on cooldown as in goes Canyon, tries to find it.
Baby bad fight for Damwon.
Stopwatch button and Canyon is going to get taken
They're
down.
Going way too deep into a choke, and their carries can't hit.
Down just to protect the rest of Gen G. True Shot Barrage.
That's not good.
To Narnia, but already they have the advantage that they were looking for. No smite available for Damwon. Uncharacteristic mistake here.
They can maybe play on the face checks here, Damwon. Showmaker doesn't have flash though.
But a really big mistake nonetheless.
They can maybe
gonna give them
sniff it up a bit here, see if they can fight it. No, they're just gonna give.
But man, even with Yuumi, you're not invulnerable. You can't
they're early, I think, so many
people. Yeah, it just didn't really work out here as Doran.
Oh, the blue orb didn't see him.
No
what?
Vision actually picked up here as Hoya is going to find him. There's the Hextech ultimatum. Hookshot comes on in. And this is kind of what happens in the later stages of the game, but they're our friends.
Riot Games.
And Hoyer, unfortunately, is just going to bite
Oh,
off
now Showmaker is sucked into the int train. No, the int train, man.
Hookshot is going to come through. Peanut not able to find the fear.
Wow.
Showmaker.
I mean, I think Hoyer can get out. Oh no, the slow hit. Maybe he gets E.
And he takes the hookshot. Does manage to get
No,
a shield from the passive. As Genji once again chasing the Camille. And he has no flash, remember, guys. So there's just no way out of this.
Why does Hoyer suck Showmaker into the int?
Locking down that kill. Kia, they had such
Well,
a big
there's nothing
advantage.
for GENG to get on the map, but still, they're just giving across kills for no reason.
Couple of blunders in a row, and it feels like GENG have pulled back control.
Giving across random kills for no reason, I should say, actually.
I assume that what Kane's trying to do is go for a big play and try to kick someone into his team, but again, as you pointed out, this is on full vision. Everyone knows this is happening, and then Hoyer, you're going to win this 1v1 every single time, but your entire team is back. Why are we trying to win?
That was kind of unlucky, actually.
Yeah.
Like, you win this every time, sure, but it's
Peanut no flash.
I think that the assumption was everyone is backed. Bird or Doran rather is going to walk to the wave, but that is...
I think there's one thing we can say for certain after this series. And that is that congratulations T1 on winning the LCK Spring 2022.
That Baron Power play is not going to look
Congratulations.
nearly as amazing as I think it should have been.
In fact, we
down.
We don't get to see it. We cancel the Baron Power play.
That might just be a fact. Oh, going.
He's going to connect. Rule's just dead.
Wait, what?
All right.
That guy just got one shot.
Canyon making up for it, I guess, as the Q is going to land onto Peanut, but he does have a very nice shield.
Jeez.
Will find the Nocturne, and this Q is going to be there. There is the kickback. As Peanut, I mean, that miscommunication a little bit there with the cat on a book, but that's absolutely fine. Final chapter doesn't need to land because he's already dead, and that is the Camille. Locking down that kill, 3-2 and 7 now. For Hoyer, as this game is just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Sound the trumpets, Atlas.
Yeah.
Nice slow.
There's a lot going on here, and I'm not quite sure what.
Wait, this logic makes no sense. This guy says, half the time I'm watching Caedrel's camera. He's watching the chat, and instead of the game, he misses a lot. But if you're watching my camera, then how do you know what I'm missing? If you're watching my camera half the time and I look at my chat, then how do you know I'm missing things if you're looking at my camera?
An opportunity to stabilize and still.
Also, I don't really chat that much. I try to focus on the game as much as possible. So, pass me what you're smoking. CI grip, bruh.
Rule is just dead. Docked arm as well. His feathers starting to do so much damage.
With heal and flash as well. It's just a really bad time. The only upside of this, upside in quotation marks, is that there is no objective. So it's 2 kills, but then Domon says we make an objective, and they just push down mid. And now the mid lane inhibitor is down, which, as far as inhibitors go, is the not worst one to lose, but it still kind of sucks. And I still don't think you're very happy about it. And it's just catch off the catch off the catch.
Yeah, Chovy is going to flash to get himself out of the way, but the Realm Warp is going to be in here.
He's one shot.
Chovy goes golden, his wings look glorious, but he's
TP is
still going to go to the
shit.
death chamber. Final chapter, not going to connect.
They just have to run.
Kick onto Ruler.
Maybe they can turn, I can't.
Out of there, though. They're not wanting to try and
Unless
take
Peanut
this
comes.
fight as the
He doesn't have ult though.
tactical sweep is beautiful. Ruler has to flash, and Dalmon have just taken full control now. The exhaust onto Ruler.
Oh my god, Camille.
Straight up does not care at all. Where did the Ezreal go? I don't know, but I think Dalmon Kia want to go to the next game.
Teleport coming in to protect the wave.
Holy smokes! I knew it. Maybe it's a down 1-3-1. Poggers.
At all, but Dalmon Kia are just going to win this game, Chronicler. That's what's happening.
So does GENG have a top lane sub now? Is that what's just going to happen?
It's the 6-man roster we didn't know.
He had us all doubting with his terrible games in round 1 of the regular season, but Dalmon
maybe it's a 3-2 to GENG though. They gotta make sure they clean this out. They close this out cleanly.